So now moving on to another very interesting topic is, the loud mouthed, I'm not talking about Jaya Badri, and now I'm talking about Farah Khan. Okay, and Farah Khan has suddenly decided to, make some very, very bold statements about none other than Akshay Khanna. Okay, now she revealed that during the 1990s, she found Akshay extremely difficult to work with. She described him as constantly irritable and someone who would frequently throw tantrums or even throw things on set. She was so put off by Akshay Khanna's behavior that whenever she heard he was in a movie, she would lie and say, I don't have dates, just to avoid the project. So, Jaydev, I'm just muting you. Okay. Yeah. So, Farah attributed the weird behavior to the fact that Akshay was dealing with premature hair loss at that time, which he has since admitted started when he was 19. She noted that his insecurity about his hair made him defensive and moody. She pointed that he often wore a cap in almost every rain or water scene, like in Tal, to hide his thinning hair. It definitely looks like there's more to this story when you see how the timing is coming up. Akshay Khanna is currently at the peak, absolute peak of his second innings. His performance as Rahman the Kite in Dhurandhar has not only crossed 400 crores but has sparked a massive viral trend on social media. When someone is winning this hard, industry politics often comes into play. And so now, if you're looking at this was the same thing that happened to Sushant Singh Rajput. Now, so just as fans are celebrating Akshay's comeback, Farah Khan's choice of the word traumatized to describe working with him in the 90s feels like a very heavy label. Even though she praised him later in the same podcast, the negative headline about his hair loss irritability is what started trending immediately, effectively distracting from his current box office glory. It is not just Farah. Since Dhurandhar became a hit, other old stories have suddenly started popping up, trying to criticize this young actor. Now, director Manish Gupta recently revived claims about Akshay's conduct on the set of Section 375. Producer Kumar Mangat hinted that Akshay's exit from Drishyam was due to his, overestimating his individual contribution. And when multiple difficult actor narratives emerge, right, as someone hits a career high, it usually suggests that certain circles in the industry might be feeling threatened by a shift from a low-key character actor to a dominant box office force. So here also you must note that there is something, what is happening is that when Dhurandhar 2 comes, apparently he's not there in that film, he dies. So I don't know how popular the second one is going to be, because the first one was a super hit, 80% because of Akshay. Now, everybody knows Akshay was, he was the son of Vinod Khanna. So he's not exactly an outsider like Sushant Singh Rajput, but he never actually fit into the inner circle of Bollywood. And he lives in Alibag, and he doesn't go for parties. He doesn't play the PR game. So Farah Khan, on the other hand, is the ultimate, like Karan Johar, industry insider. Now she, when she's talking about his, his losing hair, I don't know why. Then, in which case, we should be also criticizing Farah Khan's weight, isn't it? And because of her weight, I mean, we can talk about so many things, isn't it? Now here she is being very personal, because everybody in Bollywood has changed their features with plastic surgery. Okay, so none of them had their natural nose. They don't have their natural mouth. They don't have anything natural. So why the hell are you bothered whether Akshay Khanna is bald or not? Okay, Akshay Khanna will put a wig, just like Mohanlal is putting, or Mammootty is putting. All these top actors who are, in Bollywood, they're also all putting wigs. So what's the problem? Why is she getting irritated with that? Now she is definitely on a mission to make sure that Akshay Khanna becomes dust, just like Sushant Singh Rajput has become. So she's also a little bit scared. So she says, no, his acting is also good. He deserves a sort of an Oscar. But this situation is very much like the classic case of a tall poppy syndrome, where the industry tries to cut down growing people who grow too fast. And this is exactly what happened in the case of SSR. So if you are looking at Akshay's performance as Rahman Dakait, which became a 1,000 crore global phenomenon, old stories about him being irritable or traumatizing to work, which uh, became national headlines. So what I don't understand is that how is the past, what he did in the past, important for Miss Farah Khan? In which case, I should be telling you that, see, her stupid, food blogs where she constantly makes fun of her servant, because he can't speak English, is the lousiest thing that's happening in YouTube, right? So we would also like to criticize you, madam. And of course, then so many stories about your own brother, which has been spread by every starlet in Bollywood. So don't think that by criticizing Akshay, he is going to lose roles and people are going to stop criticizing him. That is definitely not going to happen, because see, people like Kumar Mangat, who said that in Drishyam 3 he wanted an Akshay with a bald head. Well, it's totally up to the actor to decide whether he should wear a wig or have a bald head. That's up to him, and he has refused it. So what's the problem then? So this is what's happening in Farah Khan's case. She has been sent on a mission to destroy Akshay Khanna as the Dhurandhar 2 comes into the picture. It looks like the whole industry has been shaken by this young actor. So let me just take a few comments. So Lena says everyone is boycotting her. That we're talking about Kavya, and then yes, and then Farah has become a promoter for all types of products. She is jealous. They hate Aditya Dhar, Yami, and Akshay, waiting for them to fumble. In fact, there's a very interesting that I must tell you about, is that you know Jaya Badri made fun of Akshay Kumar. And she said that he acted in this movie called Toilet, some love affair, love in a toilet and all that. And she said, whoever will watch a movie with such a name, I won't go for that. So now she's crossed swords with even with the Bollywood insiders. So now Thaliwali Mami is going to get it from the action hero as well. Now, Lena says she has forgotten her choreography, now earning via YouTube. Absolutely. Yeah, back to you, Jen.
Yeah, so let's not forget that Farah Khan, she made a very controversial comment regarding Holi, and she said Holi is the festival of chapris. That is what she said. And let's not forget, she's has started a YouTube channel just few years back, and the main entertainment in this particular content of hers is making fun of her cook in front of other so-called celebrities, which she features in her shows, right? So it one thing is very clear that Bollywood's time has always it is Bollywood is struggling, and but Dhurandhar showed that these kind of films in which the real talented actors like Akshay Khanna, they make a big mark, and you can see what happened with all the nepotistic kids promoted by Karan Johar, and
you know, the funny thing is, Jaydev, they act as if they are the gatekeepers of Bollywood, and that they try to control the narrative, which they've been doing for so many years. With this gate, Karan Johar coming in and controlling everything, they were the gatekeepers, and now the gate is open. Okay, and everybody from Akshay Khanna to all the people who can act have already started making a mark. So there is nothing this lady can do, or there's nothing that Karan Johar can do, and no longer will all these Chunky Pandey's children, come into movies because people are not interested in them.
yeah, so this is the comment from KK, and he says people like Kavya do not connect, and hence they don't care about Indian sentiments. But
Yeah,
why
absolutely.
BCCI being so
Yes,
indifferent?
that is the question. Why is BCCI so indifferent? They always try to act as though they're helpless. I don't even know what is their role, because when a match, when the final was happening, they're just sitting there and cuddling their child and cuddling their wives and all that and cracking jokes. I don't know what they really do. I want them to work hard and be patriotic and care for India the way the Prime Minister is doing. I don't know what they are doing. Okay, they are minting money because obviously the players got so much money, after winning the match. Okay, in a country that is, people don't earn much, this does come as a shocker, but that is cricket anyway. Leave it. But at least the BCCI, the administrative people should understand. People are angry because Indians were murdered in the Pahalgam, attack, and this has been happening over the years. So it's important to respect Indian sentiments, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. And the most important thing for BCCI is money and business. That's the only thing that matters. They would be only delighted that more India-Pakistan matches, be played, because that is what brings in the TRP and also brings in people to the stadiums, and that translates to a lot of money, because whenever a India-Pakistan match is being shown on television, the number of viewers tuning into that particular match is in crores, and that much crores of people are watching that match, and that much of advertisement revenue is being pumped in back to these organizations like BCCI.
Also, Lina says government of India does not need to give Pakistani cricketers any visa for IPL. Now, here I must make a very, very important point. One of the parents who had taken a small son for the final cricket match said they were very thrilled that Indians won the match, but he said he was disgusted to see Hitesh Pandya, isn't it? Hardik Pandya, isn't it? Hardik Pandya, kissing his wife openly and putting her on his lap and saying that my son was asking me, what is that, Papa? Okay. Now, as I told you, these people really don't care about these things at all. You have Nora Fatehi, who is more of a item girl in Bollywood, coming and performing for who? Is it a family gathering, an event that where families are coming? So why is that happening? And why does Hardik Pandya think he's some kind of Shah Rukh Khan? Go and kiss your wife at home. Why do you want to kiss her in a stadium? Because the focus is going to be on you. So are you trying to show that India is so liberal that you can do anything in the stadium? He should be the first one to be sacked. But then Rajesh Shukla is there and he is his best friend.
And also, so friends, one more important fact, friends, is that the 2020 World Cup which India won, you know how much the advertisement revenue was? It was 1,500 crores. So you can see, how much of money a single tournament is bringing revenue for, the likes of BCCI. So it is in their best interest that more matches which sells tickets, which brings record viewership. So especially the India-Pakistan matches, it is business for them at the end of the day. Yes, it is his girlfriend, yes. And also I saw Hardik Pandya, wearing the Indian flag and doing all these kind of
sorts of nonsense, yes.
theatrics.
Yes. Absolutely. And, Lina says that those Indians who were murdered in Pahalgam were Hindus, tourists were segregated. Absolutely. So there is a very, very malicious agenda that's happening, So we don't need Pakistani players in our teams at all. And I think this is something that Jai Shah has to, take a call on that, if he needs to, have Indians in his hand. So Rajini says definitely BJP should come to power in Tamil Nadu. Absolutely. So with this, we end this show. We'll see you tomorrow with a lot more news. Good night. Jai Hind and Jai Shri Ram.
Jai Shri Ram.